if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you're having a good start to your day, wherever and however you may be listening or watching, and whatever you may be doing. And whatever you may be doing is none of my business. One of the program directors, one day, he said to me, he stopped me in the hall, and he said, "Doc, how you doing?" I said, "I'm doing fine." He said, I understand that your show's now syndicated, and you're throughout the U.S. and this and that, and you're streaming the show. I said, yeah, we're trying to be contemporary. It is the 21st century. And he said to me, he said, have you ever wondered what people are doing while you're watching, while they're listening or watching your show? And I said, I haven't given much thought to that, quite frankly. This is a guy that's been in radio for decades. And he illuminated me a little bit about the goings on with the audience. I'm so naive. But, oh well. I know what I'm doing here. You can watch. And we also now have another feature to the show. And we'll integrate it. Yesterday, we did it for the first time. And I'm sharing with you because and Stephen has been in radio a long time, and he's taken all the calls to this show. He's taken 98% of them in screens and vets callers. And all we hear is their voice. What if I said to you, you can call Let's Talk Nutrition, and we can put you on the air, not only in terms of audio, but we could also put you on in a video sense. In other words, we can show you as you talk. In other words, you'll be on internet TV with me. We have this concept called video chat. All you need is a laptop with a camera. I don't know of any other. I know, Stephen, on CNN, I've seen them do it, where guests call in. Sometimes they're in the studio, but many times they're at their office, can't make it, and they use Skype. We're using video chat. I don't know of any radio show where the caller can call into the studio and then be streamed, their image streamed as they talk. In other words, that's like being on TV. Do you know of any show that's ever done that?
No, I don't know of any. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some do. Maybe even I would say it would probably at this point be more people that do podcasts and kind of integrate it that way.
That's a good thought.
Not just a radio broadcast, but actually just a podcast.
You're right.
And like that. But
I would agree. That's right.
Offhand, I can't think of any that I know of. That doesn't mean they don't exist, but it's not something that
we can research that. It would be interesting to Stephen if we could claim that we are the first radio show to terrestrial radio, or one of the first, or one of the few that can offer the feature where someone calls into the show and we can put them on video. They can be seen as they talk. Not to make your job harder in vetting callers because we don't want somebody in their underwear, quite frankly.
Well, we've got the video side, which is its own separate entity and broadcast, and we've got the radio terrestrial side, which is in a sense its own entity and broadcast. So I'll leave the vetting up to Gary.
Yeah,
It's going to fall on his shoulders.
Gary will have to vet, but we are going to offer that. Would that be hard to do? We could give the when a person would call in. Let's say Joe in St. Pete. You know Joe that calls in all the time? Nice man.
It takes about 5 minutes to get it set up. So
okay, so we couldn't do it with every caller, but not every, and most people have so much communication anxiety, they're even reluctant to call in.
Yeah.
So it would probably be far and few between where somebody's out there and say, you know, I'd like to be on TV with you today.
Yeah, I would say you've talked about people get the radio apprehension, and I get people that say, I don't want to go on the air. Can you just ask? And I'm,
Sure.
So that's another big step to being on the air and on TV. I would say we'll probably get 90% of it, if not more. It would be the guests that would be using it, which would be neat in itself.
Well, we're going to do that with the guests.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Gary, send, if you have a moment, our guest today is
Alan Logan.
Send Dr. Logan an email. Ask him if he'd like to stream and have his image on video today.
He would be a great candidate. Doesn't he have his own internet radio show?
No,
Doctor. Oh, who's the one guest that calls in occasionally? He's got his own radio show.
That's Burke.
Okay, is it Burke?
Yeah,
all right, I got those two confused. But he would be a good candidate because he uses the tech all the time in his own endeavors.
So what we're going to be able to do now, when the guest calls in, we're going to be able to show them on using video chat. We're able to they're going to be live. Like if you're watching me right now, you can see me sitting here in studio. You're going to be able to see them as well and view them. That's a wonderful feature. This makes it more dynamic, more organic, and more entertaining. You can actually see the guest. The guest, he or she does not have to be in studio now to be shown on camera. Thank you for doing that, Gary.
You're welcome.
That's a great feature. I love that feature because now you can see the guest and you can evaluate what you think and feel about what they're saying. Even more, you'll have more data to make that assessment. Is this person credible? Do they, it makes a difference. It does make a difference. And the reason why I like to be on camera, because I want you to see me when I'm making these cases and arguments for one thing or another, like I did yesterday. It does make a difference. Of course, the communication is still mediated by technology. It's not face-to-face live. I mean, organically, flesh to face in terms of, the person's right in front of you. It's still mediated by technology, but it's better for the audience to make an assessment of whether or not this guest is credible to them, and they're going to take this person's recommendations seriously. Or me, for that matter. So this is what we're trying to do on the show. We're trying to make it more. I like the concept of connect. For me, to communicate is to connect. Connect. And here's how you can connect.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. Also, you can find us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition. That's one word, and that's the one with the picture of Dr. Michael Garko on it.
Thank you.
Not the other one.
We found there are some people out there using our brand, our trademark. If you don't see my image where the word Let's Talk Nutrition appears, it has nothing to do with this show.
Yeah, please don't be confused by that.
we're trying to, the lawyers will take care of that. We had one place that's airing the show. We appreciate it. But they had this picture of this man who looked, it wasn't I. Let me put it that way.
That was nice. That was a nice way to put it.
I was rhetorically sensitive for a change. I was going to say something else.
I see you biting your tongue over there, and it's like, wow.
You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Really great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in. Love being here with you. Sometimes there's a combination of a good thing with a bad thing. And the good thing ends up making the bad thing worse. Did that make sense? Let me give you an example. This morning, there's a rather unusual study trending that claims that male smokers are at the risk for lung cancer if they do what good thing? Take B vitamins. Holy cow. Welcome to the show again. If you just tuned in, thanks for stopping by. Lung cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer on the globe. I'm among them. They found a small, you know the story. I won't bore you with that this morning. Found a very small lesion on my lung. And I never smoked. 1.61 million diagnoses. It's the most common cause of cancer-related death. Lung cancer is lethal. Lethal. You know lethal? They say pancreatic cancer is lethal. Absolutely. It's damn near a death sentence, pardon my French. That's why my doctor said to me, if that virus would have never infected my neck or my throat, and I had squamous cell carcinoma of the cervical lymph nodes, they would have never found the lesion on my lung. I would have been dead in 3 years because the lesion was so small. And I said, really? He said, my Dr. Fink told me that. He said he caught it too late. He said it would have gone on. And then when you're stage 3, whatever, you're pretty much done. It's lethal. Now, taking B vitamins, who would think that if you're a male smoker, and the B vitamins, B6, B9, which is folate, and B12, are typically, those vitamins are talked about in the same sentence with reducing cancer risk. And let me quote from the press release. Quote, worryingly, the exact opposite may be true if they are taken in high levels over long periods of time, close quote. Over recent years, they said, a number of studies have looked for the links between lung cancer and B vitamins. To date, results have been inconclusive. That is, they said, partly because the trials were rarely randomized, and they were only done for short periods of time with supplementation, and only small numbers of lung cancer cases were involved in the analysis. So you see there was method or procedural issues. However, they said, and I'm quoting now, quote, one of the latest investigations found a 21%, mind you, increase in overall cancer risk with supplementation of B12 and B9. This increase in risk, they said, was predominantly due to a rise in lung cancer risk, close quote. You should know that they're talking about this risk occurring with male smokers. This does not mean you should go to your supplement cabinet or wherever you keep them, your supplements, and throw your B vitamins in the garbage. Recently, a group of researchers, they said, from multiple institutions set out to probe this association in the most detailed study of its kind to date, close quote. This is the first prospective, this is not an experiment. It was a prospective observational study to examine the correlation between long-term high doses of B6 and B12 and lung cancer risk. They zeroed in on B6 and B12. Dr. Theodore Brasky was the head researcher, and their findings are published in the Journal of Clinical Oncology. That is not a fashion magazine. This is the case where combining a good thing with a bad thing makes the bad thing worse.
And it's not fake news.
Thank you very much. This is, what's that old saying? If the world were only black and white, if it was only binary, two choices, on or off, left or right, up or down, right or wrong, black or white, boy, the world would be so much easier. It would be awfully boring. This stuff gets complicated. I'm going to say it. I've said it before. Dietary supplements need to be taken responsibly. I advocate for their consumption and their use. But I also advocate for responsible use. We had an email from somebody keeps asking me about taking dietary supplements to boost his testosterone levels. And I keep saying to him, you need to go to the doctor to have baseline established, get a blood test before you start jacking up your testosterone levels. Wanted to know why. Well, I give you two reasons. One, so your hair doesn't fall out, and the second, so your prostate doesn't get as big as an NBA basketball.
The perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Well, doing something good and combining it with something bad, and the something good makes the something bad worse, you can't make that up. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. What I'm referring to is this study that rolled over the transom this morning about male smokers taking B6 and B12 supplements in heavy doses and increasing their risk for lung cancer. Doing a good thing with a bad thing, and a good thing makes the bad thing worse. Does that sound like a relationship? Right? Somewhere in there. Oh my goodness. That's why I say supplements are not benign. These are chemicals. Right? They're chemicals. Nutrients are chemicals. That's why when nutritionists, dietitians, naturopathic physicians who really they're training, Dr. Logan will tell you this morning, he's my guest. He's I love Dr. Logan. Will tell you. That's why you take in my chemistry courses, I mean, you start to see food differently. And you understand that these are chemicals. Chemicals have consequences. We say, oh, it's just vitamin C or it's just B vitamins. And people sending me emails asking me how to jack up their testosterone levels. I can't endorse that kind. You have to be thoughtful and deliberate and careful when you take dietary supplements. My accountant, whom I will see today, is going to fall out of the chair. Every year he does. If you saw my bill for supplements, he said, you actually spent that amount? I said, yes, I did. He said, why? I said, I host a nationally syndicated show. I said, I have to try these things. I got to see what they taste like. I got to try them. It's part of my job. Now, I get some product from I'll tell you what I spent last year, $6,000.
Which actually is not that bad.
Well, if I wouldn't get some of the supplements, it would be close to 10.
Right.
Now, I can't take the whole bottle. I take a few. I try. I want to see.
But you've given some to me, too, so we've tried back and forth since October.
I have a bunch I have at the house I can give to you. Because mostly everything I've talked about on the show, I take myself. Have taken it or tried for a little while. So I can give you a first-hand account. Please be careful with your supplements. If you're a male smoker and you're taking heavy doses of B12, B6, you need to stop. The study would tell me that.
Isn't that in meat, too? Isn't B12 and B6 in meat?
Well, look, go ahead now.
Okay. I'm just asking.
Type in B6, B12 food sources and check the list, and then I'll get back to you in 1 minute. Dr. Alan Logan is my guest. He's a real pal, but he's a real professional. Dr. Logan, welcome to the show. Great to have you on.
It's great to hear your voice, Dr. Garko. It's wonderful to be on and share some time with you.
Oh, yeah, man. Now, we can put you on video chat if you like, and we can show you, instead of just showing that still image of you in Australia with that body of water behind you, that's so lovely, we can now do video chat where the guest can be live on video with me, and the viewer can actually see you. Would you be interested?
We will definitely be doing that next month then, for sure.
All you need is a computer with a camera.
All right, let's hook that up. I'm looking forward to the next show, and we'll that's a wonderful addition.
Would you be interested in doing it?
Sure, we'll definitely do the real-time video too. That's a great idea.
Video chat, and then of course, we can. Your wife, is she your wife? Is it your wife? Your
yeah.
girl? Yeah. That's Susan. Then we can put Susan on, and of course, you'll look a lot better then.
Well, we're hoping to. It started already. I can't even believe it. We're only, what are we, 90 seconds in, and you're already in. I love it. That's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
we're hoping actually to get in. We want to plan.
Oh, I can't wait, man.
Yeah, no, the two of us, hopefully next time around, we may not even need the webcam because we might be there.
Oh, man, if you come to Florida and you come to Tampa, you don't call me, I'm going to come up there and get you.
No, don't worry about it. No, honestly, we've already talked about it. We want to.
Oh, I can't wait.
And actually spend. So let's definitely chat about that.
Oh, I can't wait. Your editor called me the other day, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to send me a copy of your book, so when you and Susan come down, you can autograph it for me.
Oh, well, I certainly will, and I really appreciate your support and you know.
Did you like the write-up I gave? Was my write-up fair?
It was very fair, and the truth is that you hit what the parts that you extracted from the book are actually the ones that we would want the reader to pull out. I mean, you viewed this, and our mission is to get folks to understand that the microbiome is not some kind of miracle magic wand that's going to save us all from ourselves. But what it does is it's illuminating the importance of the systems in which we live in. Social justice, food justice. That is, if we get any overselling the microbiome awards, it'll be because we've positioned it as a matter of food and social justice, and and we'll wear that award with pride. If so, we're not overselling a particular probiotic that's going to save us from ourselves, and that's a really important segue into the news that you're just breaking.
Well, I wanted to get you to comment on that. You heard my take on supplements or chemicals. Food are constituted of chemicals. Chemicals have consequences, and supplements are the same, and we need to do them and take them in a responsible way. What do you make of this study and the connection between B6 and B12 and taken in an overdosed way by male smokers promoting lung cancer? What's your take?
Well, the take is this is not the first time that we've seen this type of thing. We've already been down this road with beta-carotene. See, on the surface, because smokers are under increased oxidative stress, it makes perfect sense to think, okay, well, let's just give them an antioxidant to negate this and do away with it, right? And to an extent, B vitamins also support the enzymes that are crucial in the antioxidant defense system. So it makes sense. Okay, why not give beta-carotene or B vitamins in this case? But what happens is, one of those trials, Dr. Garko, on the beta-carotene, they actually had to stop it in the middle of it because the data was so clear that the folks in the beta-carotene group were having an increased risk of lung cancer. So there's been 3, perhaps 4 of these studies. There's similar research on vitamin E in select patient populations where if you just take that alone, it is not your friend. And that's one of the reasons why we have to think about the synergy of nutrients as well. This is,
sure.
The message isn't that supplements are bad. It's just that I think there is an issue.
We'll be right back.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
inimitable Dr. Alan Logan is my guest today. And I met Dr. Logan on air. How long ago was that, Gary? Stephen, when did Dr. Logan start to come on? About 6 months ago or so? You'll probably know. And that's how I met him. I had never met him in person. I still haven't met him. We plan on doing this. We're going to meet him and his wife. Hopefully they're going to come to Tampa. And when you've been in this business now as long as I have, I never saw him. All I heard was his voice, and I had a picture of him. So now you look at their you vet them. You look at their credentials, where they go to school, what have they written, where have they taught, so on and so on. And you try to make some assessment of who the person is so that you can connect with them. The very first time he was on this show, I connected with him. I sensed that this was a serious person with passion who wanted to do the right thing. And my instinct was right. And that serves you well. It serves me well. That's why we like Dr. Logan. Nope. July 2016. Thank you, Stephen. So July 20. My goodness. A year. Yeah. Holy cow. Dr. Logan, you've been coming on here pestering me for a year.
You know what? I have been pestering you, and I was down in studio one time, and we had a grand old time.
I remember.
In studio.
I remember you came in. Yes.
We've clicked on all cylinders right from the word go, and it's been, honestly, I have so much respect for you and the team.
Well, thanks.
And we really do gel well together.
Let me ask you about going back to this story. I want to connect it to this story about male smokers who take overdoses of B6 and B12 and put themselves at risk for lung cancer. In your naturopathic training, you sat in chemistry class, right?
Well, you have to do it at undergrad and then in the first 2 years of the program as well, sure.
Yep. And it's interesting to think of food that way, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. We eat food, and we have done that for how many millions of years as a genus. But, and we also need nutrients. So somewhere in the middle, is the truth, if you will.
The nutrients are the chemicals, right?
That's right. And we now have to include phytochemicals in the mix as well, as they become increasingly under scrutiny as important for survival. So, yeah, it's a very complicated discussion, and it gets even more complicated when you're dealing with smokers who are under tremendous amounts of increased oxidative stress in daily life.
Of course, what's so intriguing, I love paradox because it makes things interesting. Smokers would think, yeah, I've read and I know that I'm under a lot of oxidative stress. There's a lot of oxidation going on because I smoke. Now, if I would just take a pile of antioxidants, I'm going to be just fine. Sort of doesn't work like that, does it?
No, and you know what? Increasingly, the research shows it never does. And that's, again, what's so wonderful about the microbiome research, because it's showing that the things that appear, to be on the level, if you will, superficially, are not always that way. And kudos to the researchers who are doing this. When we were on the break, I went and I looked.
You saw that, huh?
Yeah, I did. And these folks are not being alarmist about this. They have, in all the media, they have been very clear about, hey, we got to put this in perspective here. We're talking about high-dose supplements for a decade or more, and then we can't lose sight of the fact, because this is what happens. There's big headlines, hey, this is scary, it's frightening. Yes, it needs to be looked at as serious business, but let's not lose sight of the fact that we're talking about smokers here. I mean, what does it say about us as a society when we're more worried about a supplement than the fact that we're actually allowing for the promotion of smoking to begin with? I mean, this is the thing that we're losing sight of here.
I understand.
We have to think about.
Can I ask you? I didn't mean to step on you.
No.
Not before I lose the thought. Let's take smoking. Okay, that's a lifestyle variable. Let's talk about stress for a second.
Sure.
That's a rascal. That's a variable that is insidious when not managed. Is it possible that taking supplements to forestall, to neutralize the oxidative stress associated with stress, you could get the same kind of negative paradoxical effect like we're seeing here with the B vitamins and smoking.
Yeah.
Could that happen with stress?
Likely not. And the reason why we can, suggest that is we just look to the research on nutritional psychiatry. And so let's just take smoking again, a situation where there is clearly massive production of free radicals on a regular basis. We look to the more modest levels of oxidative stress where individuals with depression and anxiety and other mental disorders have also been shown to be under increased oxidative stress. And yet, studies using dietary changes and even B vitamins have been shown to be helpful.
Good.
In many cases. So, yes, we've got a lot to learn, but in terms of the potential value in mental health and psychological stress, the value to nutraceuticals and nutritional and dietary patterns is really emerging as being very, very clear.
Okay.
For example, there are studies using B vitamins and various mental health outcomes.
Okay, good.
I think it's a nuanced conversation.
All right, but let's take another variable.
Yeah.
Exposure to UVA, UVB rays, overexposure. Would taking supplements to counteract the effects of those rays have a paradoxical effect?
The research shows it to be the opposite, that the available research right now is protective, whether it's dietary intake. I'll give you an example. Lycopene, found rich in tomatoes and tomato sauce, especially if it's warmed up. It's one of the rare antioxidants where
if you cook it, heat it, it's better.
That's right. With your olive oil and so on, you're familiar with this research. That's actually protective. Quite a few nutrients are actually protective against UV. It's obviously not a substitute for appropriate protection, but it does matter, and there's an increasingly robust area of research looking at internal.
We're headed to the top of the hour. If you could, during this break, you're coming back in the second hour. I don't know if you know that or not, but
I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, you're scheduled for the whole show.
Cool.
If you can think of one more example where taking a good thing, combining it with a bad thing makes the bad thing worse. If you can find one more example, I would be intrigued.
Sure.
What'd you say, Gary? Gary said it's called marriage. Oh, for heaven's sake. I think Dr. Logan has a different point of view about that, Gary. You notice he's conspicuously quiet. Dr. Alan Logan's my guest. We'll be back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in. Dr. Alan Logan is my guest. And Dr. Logan, I asked him to think about, where you take a good thing to correct a bad thing, and a good thing makes the bad thing worse. If he could find another example besides the one I was reporting on this morning, where male smokers were taking heavy doses of B6, B12, and then increased their risk for lung cancer. They thought, well, I'm a smoker. If I take these B vitamins, maybe that'll help counteract the effects of smoking. I said it the other day, and I'll say it again. Dietary supplements are not intended to correct bad, unhealthy dietary and lifestyle habits or countervail the effects of them necessarily, and you still keep committing the violation. That's like saying, I'm going to keep speeding and keep getting ticket violations because I know somebody can fix the tickets. You're still committing the violation, and fixing the tickets doesn't solve the problem because it's not fixing your bad habit. Genuine Health, Dr. Logan is a consultant for them. He has no vested interest. He doesn't make any money off their products. They consult with him, and they're smart to do that. And we're going to talk about Genuine Health, and they have an interesting way speaking. Some dietary supplements are extracts, and some dietary supplements are food. All are food in some form because they're derived from food. But Genuine Health has a genuine and unique way of making food-based fermented products. Note the word, fermented. That makes a contribution to health. Dr. Logan, I want to bring it back right away. Were you able to think of another example where taking a good thing with a bad thing makes the bad thing even worse?
Well, in a related way, I did. I kind of bring it back to the microbiome story, because there's been some really, really surprising findings of late in humans, not animal studies, in human beings, where, for example, at the surface you would think, of course, that white bread is a disaster compared to sourdough bread in terms of the way that it might promote a glycemic response, right? To elevate inappropriately blood glucose and put pressure on insulin. It turns out in several studies now, and folks can look this up, the last name of these authors, they've done really clever videos on this too, so really succinct videos that captures their research. And, these are in top flight journals that they've published these studies in. For folks interested, the last name of the senior authors on these papers are Elinav, like Victor, Elinav, and Siegel, Segal. And I really would encourage folks to check out their videos. So in their most recent study, which was published in the top flight journal, Cell Metabolism.
Oh, yeah.
They found that adults actually, the bread that they consumed, whether it was white bread or sourdough bread, was not predicated on the bread itself. Some folks actually had a worse response off the sourdough bread and versus the white. And it turned out that the microbiome makeup, the composition of the microbiome, is the great predictor of how someone will respond to a certain thing that we would all presume to be bad, let's say, or all presume to be good. Now, the question is, why? And how does it get that way? Well, if you look collectively at the research in the westernized dietary patterns, let's just take white bread and sourdough bread off the table for a second, just set it on the side. What we've done in the modern era, especially since around mid-century, in the 20th century, we completely transformed dietary practices through engineering of food. And I'm not talking about GMOs here. I'm talking about the additives that we put in here. I'm talking about emulsifiers. I'm talking about food dyes. I'm talking about artificial sweeteners and textured soy protein, right, which finds its way into everything. What we're starting to see, systemically is that these factors are associated with alterations to the gut microbiome. And the implications we're now finding, we may only be scratching the surface of what we've done to our food supply. The more the needle goes over towards ultra-processed, in general, the more that we transform the gut microbiome, and not in a beneficial way.
So,
how that matters. Go ahead.
So now we have white bread, sourdough bread. You have bacteria living in your gut, this microbiome, both good bacteria and pathogenic bacteria, and they're competing for food and real estate on the lining of your gut. They're fighting, they're warring just like humans over land and food. And you have a sample of people. We're in San Francisco. You and I are walking around and say, I'll say, Alan, let's just randomly pick out just 10 people today and give them white bread and sourdough bread and see what happens.
Yeah.
What was it about their gut microbiome, the microbiome in their gut, that caused different effects? In some where the sourdough bread was even worse. What was going on there?
Well, that's the part that's next phase. I mean, this study was just published. It's the second one they've done. They had actually done a larger study. They were so shocked in their first massive sample that they did, where they found that some individuals who would be eating a dietary, different foods and beverages that you would think, what on earth are you doing? They actually were quite resilient against any negative effects.
That's amazing.
Not so for other groups. And the next plan now is to do a deeper dive and find out, they know that they can predict the response based on the microbial profile, but now they need to do a deeper dive to figure out why and what microbes are really...
So the sourdough bread would be considered doing a good thing.
Yes.
And turns out to be a bad thing.
Well, just for certain individuals.
So certain,
it's not so much.
Right.
The message is not that sourdough bread is bad. It's more about why is this happening. And it's likely to do with a bigger picture, a more prevailing winds of the way that we've systematically altered our gut microbes.
What was the name of the first researcher?
So you have Elinav, E-L-I-N-A-V like Victor, and then the other one is Siegel, S-E-G-A-L. I see if it's possible to try to pull up that video for folks, because they did a really good job.
Gary's going to look.
And on the next break, I'll see if I can find it as well.
Now, at Genuine Health, this is an interesting company. Are they Canadian or American?
They're a Canadian company, although there is a U.S.
All right. So they're subject, any products they bring in to the United States, not only to have to go through the Canadian hoops, if you will, they also have to get through the FDA here too, right?
Yeah, they would be subject to both Canadian and
That's good.
Of course, FDA regulations as well.
Yeah. So we have a good check and balance system here on their products. Why are they so different? And the question is, what makes them so different? Let's take, for example, their protein bars that are fermented. What would make a Genuine Health protein bar different from another protein bar with the same ingredients, not fermented? We'll get Dr. Logan a chance to answer that. And you can call 877-8. Gary's busy at the moment. 877-897-8255. He's looking for that video. 877-897-8255. That's the toll-free number, coast to coast, including Hawaii. If you're in Hawaii, you're up awfully early listening to the show, man, live. And if you call out of the country, it's 813-636-8255. LTN, coast to coast.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance.
Almost 52%
Smart choices
of
to living
men
longer
experience
and
erectile
stronger include
dysfunction
making
and benign
Kyolic aged
prostatic
garlic
hyperplasia.
extract a
If
part of
you've
your
had
daily
challenges with
routine.
virility,
For years,
sexual
medical
health, or
researchers
low
have
energy,
recommended
Body
adding
Vigor's
Kyolic to the
Alpha
diet as a
Extension may be
powerful
the
tool
answer
to
for you.
enhancing overall
Body
heart
Vigor's
and
Alpha
immune
Extension
health.
can help
Recent clinical
revitalize your
studies
alpha
at
male
UCLA
and
Medical
extend your
Center
love.
using Kyolic
Our formula
suggest
is one
that
of the
garlic may
highest
slow
quality
plaque formation in
nutraceuticals
the arteries
available,
and support
formulated to
healthy
support the
cholesterol and
processes involved
homocysteine
in
levels.
promoting a healthy male
Previous
sex
research
drive,
also
energy,
shows
and
Kyolic may
stamina.
enhance
Alpha
your immune
Extension
system
has two
defenses.
powerful herbal
Kyolic is
blends.
organic,
Virilamax,
odorless, and
which
the
focuses on
only
male sexual
antioxidant
health,
garlic
and
supplement
T-Pump
available
Activator,
worldwide.
which helps balance your
Maintaining a healthier
testosterone
you
levels.
could extend
Revitalize
your
your alpha
life.
male with
Your
Body
wellness
Vigor's
begins
Alpha
with
Extension.
Kyolic aged garlic
Exclusively
extract.
available on
Everywhere fine
Amazon.com.
nutritional supplements are sold. Visit Kyolic.com. That's KYOLIC.com. Or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for you.
Yeah, as it is in life, it's often what you can't see that's really having a profound effect. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Wouldn't it be cool if you could get a picture of that microscopic reality called your microbiome and to see what's going on down there in your gut? it's probably a pretty remarkable. It would be a remarkable film, I am sure. The ongoing battle between and among the bacteria that occupy the inside of us in our gut, that microbiome, the wonderful book that Dr. Logan and Dr. Prescott have written, and I was privileged to write a review, and it's published in the book. And we'll get Dr. Logan to tell you when it's out and where you can get it. You need to read it. It is a humanistic, scientific work on the microbiome. And notice I put humanistic first. You'll get it when you read the book. You'll see what I mean by humanistic. Dr. Logan, welcome back. I found the study that you referred to, and I'm looking at the write-up on it. My goodness. It's just remarkable. You would think the sourdough bread would be better than the plain old white bread, hands down across the board, no matter about your race, creed, color, ethnicity, political affiliation, or whatever, right?
Right, exactly.
Doesn't work out like that, does it? So what makes... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I just think this is a wonderful conversation because it takes us straight from right off the top, the news that you broke concerning the smokers and the B vitamins. And I honestly feel as this research matures and we start to see the interconnectivity of things, we're going to start realizing that personalized medicine is the future. Because in my opinion, and I just sent over the animated video that was published along with Cell. So this is an official video that the journal actually did in animation. It's a beautiful little thing. Certainly all the answers are far from in. In fact, if anything, it's just starting to scratch the surface about, what's going on at the moment.
Did you find it?
All is connected, I think. That these paradoxical findings may all be mediated by the microbiome. But in truth, though, I think the research is starting to indicate that it's a surrogate marker of the way we live in modernity.
What does that mean, surrogate marker?
Meaning that, so superficially, you'll look at that new research and you'll say, wow, sourdough bread, I thought it was good for me. And based on the profile of your microbiome, maybe it's not, or compared to white bread. So, but I don't think that the solution is everybody runs out and chooses white instead of sourdough.
The solution would be to know what's in your gut.
Well, exactly. But I think there's actually, even if we pull the lens back, the microscope back even a little bit further, we also have to ask the question why. Why would there be such great disparity between the way individuals might respond? It's unlikely to be pure genetics because the pure genetic influence on the microbiome is minimal. So I think it's actually the bigger picture here is, how did we get here to a point where so many of us, let's just for the sake of argument say 50% of us would have difficulties with sourdough bread, or the other half white. I think it has to do with the way we have actually messed with the microbiome in our modern life.
I see. So your argument is that maybe a dysbiosis or a disruption or an imbalance was created in certain individuals in their microbiome, and now it doesn't work properly, hence it's interpreting the sourdough, the nutrients in the sourdough bread in a way that has adverse effects. It's not that they were genetically coded to not deal with sourdough bread. Maybe environmentally they did things to get the microbiome upset.
That is precisely what I'm saying, Dr.
Okay.
Fausto. And there's other layers to that, too. There was a new study that just came out from my friend Felice Jack, who's an Australian brilliant scientist, and their team found that the antibiotic minocycline, which is used quite often in acne, actually improved depressive symptoms. So you would think then, okay, this antibiotic is hammering back perhaps some microbes that are, responsible in some way for depressive symptoms. But I don't think the solution is then that people with depression should all be on antibiotics. I actually think it's questioning why. Why would an antibiotic be helpful for people with depression? How did their microbiome get disturbed such that it could be influencing their mood.
Interesting.
To me, the answer is not anybody with depression needs antibiotics.
I got it.
Same thing with the food story as well. Why is it that way? And there's many, many factors in the way that we engineer our foods, in our food systems, the dominance of ultra-processed foods that could get certain people in that situation in the first place.
Well, you got to think about a chemical makeup of everybody is different anyway.
Yeah.
So what affects me to lose weight might not affect Dr. Garko in losing weight.
Exactly.
Clearly. That's why he's saying, Gary, your point's well taken, that individualized, and the future may be where individualized medicine, it's not one diagnosis fits all. Everybody's different. We say that all the time. We're unique, this and that. Okay, now that you want to buy into that, if you apply that within the context of medicine, that's going to take a special effort. You are unique. And maybe the way we approach you and your microbiome for you to lose weight, maybe there is something about your microbiome and the foods that you should be eating or shouldn't be eating that's different from anybody else. To figure that out, it's going to take a special effort. What Dr. Logan is proposing is a very ideal paradigm. He and I will probably long be gone before that's in full bloom, if ever. We'll see. What makes a genuine health protein bar that's fermented different from others?
Are you suffering from those awful allergies? Hay fever, sneezing, watery eyes? Here's some advice you won't want to miss.
I'm a doctor, and my patients used to dread allergy season. But then I discovered A-Vogel Allergy Relief, a unique combination of natural ingredients that usually addresses every one of my patients' symptoms. And while it's clear that the vast majority of my patients benefit significantly from A-Vogel Allergy Relief, what's even more amazing is that after using it, at least half of my patients' symptoms didn't return. As a doctor, that's the kind of outcome my patients and I can appreciate.
Get doctor-recommended A-Vogel Allergy Relief for your allergy symptoms. It's proven safe, it doesn't make you drowsy, it's fast-acting, and it may even help prevent your allergies from returning. Available at vitamin discount centers, Richards, Rollin' Oats, Vitamin Shop, Nutrition Smart, and other fine health food stores.
1250 wins WHNZ Tampa Bay. Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
When it comes to making a positive change in our lives, so often we say, well, one day, when we could just turn it around and instead of one day, make today day one. I'm Jack Harris for Dr. Urshon Health and Weight Loss Center. Can losing weight and getting healthy be a challenge? Well, it sure can. But the Dr. Urshon team is ready to help you conquer that challenge. They'll help you get feeling better, looking better, and they'll do it in only 40 short days. Make today your day one. I've seen it firsthand. Friends of mine losing 20, 30, 40-plus pounds in only 40 days, all thanks to Dr. Urshon. There are no shots, no drugs, no appetite suppressants, and no prepackaged foods. Make today day one on the road to conquering your challenge, the day you decided to do something for yourself. Call Dr. Urshon Health and Weight Loss Center at 844-YES-THIN or go to GetThinTampa.com and make today your day one.
In business, risks and rewards come with every decision, like moving to the cloud with Office 365. While its benefits include anywhere access and lower costs, cyber threats and user errors can quickly wipe out data and the money you save. Barracuda Essentials for Office 365 provide an added layer of security and functionality for threat protection, email migration, data recovery, and quality of service. Move securely to Office 365. Visit barracuda.com/essentials to learn more.
Hi, it's Schmidt. I'm joined with Robert Harwood of the Harwood Financial Group to bring you a different type of financial radio program. There's a lot of noise out there, but we cut through the clutter and bring you important information so you can navigate the tumultuous financial markets. Robert brings you relevant and timely information that your stockbroker might not be sharing with you. Fun, entertaining, relevant, and unpredictable. After all, it's me, Schmidt. Win at Retirement, right after the Schnitt Show, Monday through Friday, 6:06 p.m. on 1250 WHNZ.
When you're hiring, you want qualified candidates fast, and it can be hard to know where to find them. More than 3 million businesses use Indeed.com, the world's #1 job site. Whether you need entry-level or highly skilled employees, Indeed helps you find great talent and make the right hire. Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to give their first job post premium visibility as a sponsored job. Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/promo. That's Indeed.com/promo. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
If you're an expert in your industry, you know it's hard to tell people how you can work for them in a short elevator pitch or a text or a tweet. What if you can get them to trust you and bring your business into their lives? We are iHeartMedia Tampa Bay. It's a good time to call 813-832-1968 and explore this one-of-a-kind opportunity. Call 813-832-1968. That's 813-832-1968.
Don't miss Premios Tu Mundo tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, only on Telemundo.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Westbound I-4 remains slow past Columbus Drive with an accident blocking the right lane. Westbound Fletcher still closed at Telecom Parkway with a water main break. And northbound I-75 remains closed in Sumter County at County Road 470 with damage to the roadway from an earlier crash. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Edwick Hillsborough traffic tip line at 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Truly Nolan. Summertime is vacation time. And for bugs, your home is a 5-diamond resort. Truly Nolan's experts keep ants, roaches, and termites away all summer long. Call 1-800-GO-TRULY or visit trulynolan.com today.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. High today into the lower and a few mid-90s under partly sunny skies. Rain chance back up to around 40%, so for some scattered showers and storms pushing towards the coast. Near 80 for the low. Tomorrow, more clouds and sunshine, 60% chance of rain, low 90s. Impact Radio 1250 winds.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show and whatever you may be doing. My guest is Dr. Alan Logan. You heard him. He referenced the microbiome, your microbiome and mine, at least a dozen times. And it's that environment in your gut. There are different microbiomes in your body. We're talking about the one in your gut, constituted of bacteria. We've had a relationship with them since the beginning. And it's a symbiotic relationship. We are a host to them. Okay? But we benefit, and so do they. It's not a zero-sum game, if you get my meaning. Dr. Logan, welcome back. What makes a Genuine Health fermented protein bar different from Brand X, same ingredients, not fermented?
Well, I think the application of fermentation is a really important advance in natural health products or various foods that are on the marketplace today, including ones that would be more towards the convenient, end of the spectrum. And the really crystal answer to this is when you ferment proteins in particular, especially plant-based proteins, that tend to have a thick fibrous mesh around them. I mean, think about the way many beans, legumes, are extremely rich in proteins, but they're surrounded by tough fibrous network that are referred to as anti-nutrients, things like phytates, lignins, tannins. And when you ferment, the microbes, they enjoy working on that, and they break that material down, and that liberates the proteins. So when you see the protein efficiency ratio, or PER, which it really is a measurement of a protein quality, whether or not it's being absorbed, whether it promotes growth, that PER, that protein efficiency ratio, is up to 40% higher in a fermented compared to an unfermented plant protein.
So if a person eats a Genuine Health, the lemon-flavored, one of my favorites, fermented protein bar, what compared to brand X, it's not fermented. What I'm trying to get at is, since that happens, since the proteins get liberated, what's the effect? I mean, what's the payoff?
Well, I think the payoff, when we're in the protein category and discussions, excuse me, people really know that they're after amino acids. If someone walked into a shop and took a protein powder or took a protein bar and threw it in a backpack, they would know that they are taking it for satiety. They're taking it for a variety of different reasons, but those reasons are predicated on wanting amino acids, the individual protein units. So in order to get those into the bloodstream really is the end game here. And if you ferment the plant-based proteins, you're going to get more of them into the bloodstream. You're going to get more for your money. Like, the absorption is better. And there's an added wrinkle to this, which is extremely beneficial to the consumer, and that is if you take unfermented plant protein sources, for many, the consequences can be bloating and discomfort.
Gas, bloating.
Well, that's the thing, because the microbes then can go to work on these things, if they're unfermented, that is, in the gut, and that can lead to gas and bloating, as well as not actually absorbing the amino acids that you're purchasing.
People don't realize that sometimes protein can constipate a person. Okay, they're on this high protein diet because they're trying to lose weight. These crazy diets, right? Virtually almost no carbs, high fat, maybe even low fat, but high protein. They're consuming protein until it's coming out of their ears, and they get constipated. Part of that is because they're not eating any fiber. But protein can have the potential to constipate certain people, can it not? Or no?
I'm not really, I haven't looked into the research, but I think if you start going into any direction of...
Well, here's what I'm keying off of.
Yeah.
What I'm keying off of is that if you're eating a high amount of unfermented protein,
yeah,
okay, and you're not consuming carbohydrate, plant-based foods, right, with a lot of fiber, the odds of you getting constipated are pretty good. If I took the same person and same high-protein diet, but the protein is fermented, I think that they would fare better, even though it's an unhealthy way to eat. They would fare better taking Genuine Health products that are the proteins that are fermented. It seems to me.
Well, they would definitely fare better in the range of the likelihood of getting bloating and discomfort, because what's happening is, if you think about what it would be like to have a bowl of beans that would be without soaking and boiling and whatever human beings have done since time immemorial to make beans palatable and get the protein that we've known is critical for growth, right? So think about all the ways in which we process legumes and beans. Microbes can do that for us. Fermentation is one of the most powerful ways to maximize nutrition out of a plant-based source, especially bean family. So when that goes down in the gut and it's not fermented, there is then a bunch of microbes that are more than happy to try and break down those anti-nutrients, but in the process, they're going to create a lot of gas and discomfort.
Okay. Now, theoretically, and you correct me if I'm wrong in my thinking, a high-protein diet, let's say 60% of your diet is protein, and I know people that are doing this.
Oh, for sure they're doing it, without a doubt, yeah.
That can lead to dehydration. Dehydration, if you're dehydrated, that can lead to constipation. In other words, a high-protein diet can dehydrate you. Dehydration, the link, that's where I was headed with that.
Yes. And I'm sure there's many other pathways to that as well. I mean, it would depend on how many fats the person's taking in, if they're taking, because the fats can also come to play in this conversation.
Here's my point: if you're going to commit that, violation of making your diet 60-70% protein because you got it in your thick head that's the way I need to lose weight, you're better off to eat a fermented protein product than one that's not.
I am definitely. Are there angry? Do you get angry emails and letters on a regular basis?
I know. Well, I cause cognitive. This is sort of like if you're going to speed, make sure you put your seatbelt on. Okay.
What's the name of the bar?
Genuine Health. The lemon fermented. The lemon, it's fermented. If we go to their website, we'll show you. We'll flash up a picture. The lemon. I have one in my bag.
Okay.
I'll give it here.
Let
me reach in here.
Yeah.
It's in my black bag.
Plus, it's called.
I always have them with me. I gave you one day, Gary.
Okay.
I'm reaching. People think that this guy's crazy. He doesn't carry those around. Wait a second. There it is. Genuine Health. This is not the lemon. This is the other one. I'll share that with you, and then I'll have the L10 health question of the day.
Did you know that the most common form of calcium supplement today is calcium carbonate?
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's preferred prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The preferred prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
The best-selling natural bone health supplement in America. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
Is getting a good night's sleep a challenge? Fortunately, there's a superior fast-acting sleep formula called Tranquil Sleep from Natural Factors. This non-habit-forming supplement contains a unique combination of melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which works in harmony with your body's natural sleep hormones. Tranquil Sleep can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, sleep sounder, and wake up refreshed, all without feeling drowsy in the morning. The key benefit comes from increasing the time spent in the deeper stages of sleep. It's only in these deeper levels of sleep that we truly experience the rejuvenation, regeneration, and recuperation that sleep provides. Even if you think you get a good night's sleep, give Tranquil Sleep a try. You might be surprised with how much better you've slept by waking up with more energy and enthusiasm to start your day. Learn more at naturalfactors.com.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Herb & Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Okay, so here's the LTN health question of the day. Reporting on this intriguing study this morning about a certain vitamins and male smokers, and that when the male smokers took these particular vitamins, they increased their risk for lung cancer. And as I said, the way I characterize it, this is when a good thing combined with a bad thing makes the bad thing even worse. Which vitamins was I referring to? Or was I referring to vitamin A, vitamin B, the B vitamins, or vitamin C, A, B, C? Was it vitamin A, the B vitamins, or vitamin C that when the male smokers took them, increased their risk for lung cancer? With the right answer, you want a $25 supplement gift card. Call this number.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
Now, Genuine Health, their products are fermented. If you have it in your head that you're going to lose weight by eating a high-protein diet, and you insist on doing that and eliminating carbohydrate, darn near, and whatever else you're doing with fat, but 60 to 70% of your diet is protein, I would encourage you to at least move to a fermented protein product. I'm not happy with the violation that you're committing because it's unhealthy and not good. But I'm very fond of Genuine Health because their products, the gas and bloating is minimized. You get up to 40% more absorption. They'll strengthen your gut health. They'll amplify the nutrition. And the products taste great. The fermented vegan protein bars like the coconut lemon bar that I have in my hand, I keep in my bag. I love it. They have it in different flavors. It comes in powders. They're wonderful. And I highly recommend Genuine Health fermented protein bars. Dr. Logan, welcome back. I'm not encouraging people to go to a high, 67% diet, but people do it anyway. But at least, if you're going to speed, put your seatbelt on, okay? Is what I'm saying. Welcome back.
No, I get where you're coming from. I mean, I think too there's a real attraction to the fermented vegan proteins plus bar. Just as you throw it in a backpack, you're out on a bike ride, you're at the gym, not necessarily as part of any really regimented program, but rather this is going to stop me from having some junk food or ultra high calorie, low nutrient, ultra processed foods and so forth.
But they have other products too.
They certainly do. They have the fermented vegan protein plus in the powder form, but they also have the fermented whole body formula, which includes, kale and cocoa and olives and tomatoes, and more of a whole food approach with the water removed, if you will.
They have a probiotic product too. Is it advanced?
Yes, they do, and that's got 15 strains of microbes, and it comes in a 15 or a 50 billion. And what's really cool about that is the way that it was manufactured, the keeping the moisture out of the packaging, really kind of putting the microbes in there that are sort of going to go the distance in the 2-year shelf stability.
Go to genuinehealth.com. And you'll see their various product fermentation. Dr. Logan, we've done many shows. You'll see if you go to letstalknutrition.com, you'll look for his name throughout the repertoire under show schedule. Look through the repertoire that's all there, and you'll hear those shows. They're wonderful shows on fermentation, this and that. We covered the bases many times, and I encourage you to do that. Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Sandra, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on today.
Hi, Dr. Garko. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm going to give you a hint about the answer. So you're in school, and you're certainly trying to get an A in class. All right? You'd like to get the A. And a C is not really, that's not going to make you happy. But the getting a grade of B is sort of a compromise, right? And if you say, if I take home a B, my parents are still going to be happy. The C, not so much. A, they'll be ecstatic, but B, they'll still be pleased.
Of course.
So that's all I'm saying. Okay? So, which vitamin group, remember what I just said now, before because I know what you want to say. Which group of vitamins that I listed, which vitamin group, caused male smokers to increase their chances of lung cancer when they took them in heavy dose? Was it vitamin A, the B vitamins, there were B vitamins, or was it vitamin C?
B?
B, yeah, that's right.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
wow.
It was B6 and B12. So I wanted you to win that $25 gift card. Congratulations.
Wow, okay, but we already take, I'm trying to get my husband to quit smoking, but he takes a B complex from Country Life, and so that I need.
Is he a heavy smoker?
Not quite. He's trying to quit, so he's not real heavy, but.
No. Is he a heavy smoker?
No, he's
Pack
not
a day? Pack a day?
No, not really. Half a pack, maybe.
That's heavy enough.
Okay.
What the study showed that male smokers who took B6 and B12 in high doses increased their risk for lung cancer.
Oh boy, okay. I always thought it was,
The solution to his problem is to try to quit.
Exactly, that's what he's doing. He's allergic to the patch and everything, the adhesive, so he has to do it other ways, like the gum and everything else.
Whatever way he can find. I know it's difficult. It's a very serious health habit to break. I know how hard. I wish him the best. You let me know how he's doing, okay?
I will.
Congratulations.
I never touched it in my life, and it's just not.
Stay away from him when he smokes. Secondhand smoke is lethal.
He stays far away from the animals, outside.
Outside. Thank you very much. All right. I know he loves you. He doesn't want to have you get that secondhand smoke. Congratulations. Dr. Logan, I know I took you here and there, hither and yon, far afield probably, but I didn't.
Oh, it's always fun, and look forward to seeing you down in person. Sure.
Well, when you and Dr. Prescott get here, you let me know, and let me know when you're coming. You call me, email me. Genuine Health. Love you, man. GenuineHealth.com. Fermented foods, fermented dietary-based, food-based supplements. They're the boss, man. They really make. That's the way to go. Stick with the plants. Stick with the fermentation. Stick with Genuine Health. The bars taste yummy, too. That coconut lemon, my fave. LTN, coast to coast, where your health is your wealth.